Checking back in with all of you. We are going to look at a couple of the fixed stars that are on Summer Wells's astrology chart. You can find these fixed stars on the internet. You can get a book that has fixed stars. These fixed stars are basically fixed in the night sky. If you want to think of the North Star, Polaris, that is a fixed star. We have fixed star constellations. For example, Draco, the dragon, he is a fixed star constellation. We also have the Big Dipper, the Little Dipper, the story of the little bear and the big mother bear and the little bear. The story of Zeus when he cheated on his wife, and that whole story is the Big Dipper and the Little Dipper. So we're just going to go over a couple of the definitions that are in the fixed star and degrees of the astrology, and you can fact check this stuff. I'm not just making these things up regarding Summer's astrology. So basically, hi guys, hey Aggie, it's good to see you. Hey Missy, love you guys. You doing okay, Aggie? Love you so much. I know you're having a hard time, honey. I love you to pieces. I'm sending you a big hug, okay? Big hug through the screen, Aggie. Aggie lost her friend, a good friend, to a horrible disease, cancer. So Aggie is mourning a good friend of hers. So we're all here for you, Aggie, always, honey. We're always here for you. Hey, Susie Q. Good to see you. How was work, Susie Q? We love you, Aggie. I lost my whole family to cancer, so I understand it. I had hospice come in for my parents, and it was really weird because my parents were divorced for like 30 years, and I was in recovery from my own illness, and taking care of my husband who had 2 strokes and brain damage, and my parents both caught cancer at the same time. They both caught okay, my mother first caught lung cancer, and she was battling it. My father, he got cancer in his sinus cavity because they both smoked cigarettes, and I would assume that he got the cancer in his sinus cavity probably from smoking cigarettes. I'm assuming so, and then it went into his sinus cavity, to his brain, to his back of his throat, to his lungs. So, so they both passed away from cancer. So I totally understand what you're dealing with. My sister died of cervical cancer at the age of 36. So I totally understand it when you said you were with your friend by her side when she could hardly breathe, and watched her basically probably take her last breaths. I'm so sorry, Aggie. I completely understand it. But it was cute with my parents because they were divorced for almost 30 years. So they both got cancer and they both got sick. And this is when we lived at our other house, not this little house that we're in now. We used to live at another address before COVID. And I had nowhere to put them. I had to put them in the same bedroom. I mean, we only had a 3-bedroom house, unless I moved. I could have made the living room into a bedroom, but I just stuck them both in the guest bedroom there. And I was like, y'all, just look, you were married for 15 years. Okay, you've been divorced for a long time, but you're both dying, so you're going to be in this bedroom together. And they would fight about the stupidest stuff, like they were still married. It was adorable, really. They were in their 70s, and we had hospice coming in, taking care of them, and they died about a year apart. So yeah, they ended up together at the end. At the end of life, they ended up being good friends and helping with the kids, the grandkids, and you know, they ended up back together because they had to be, right? Because they had no other place to go but to live with their daughter, which was me. And I took care of them. So to the very end. So yeah, that's just a cute little story about my parents went divorced for all those years, and then when they both got cancer, they ended up stuck together at the very end. They would argue about who was going to turn off the light. They'd be like, Jack, turn off the light. No, you turn off the light. No, you turn off the light. It was hilarious listening to them in that bedroom. But that's, you know, that's life. All right, I'm going to plug this in. All right, so today we're going to go over the fixed stars, kind of look at some of the rumors that have been spread about Summer, just trying to just make some sense of some of the rumors that have been spread about her. You know, looking at her astrology and everything like that. Missy, did you find out anything about that Triton thing? Missy texted me last night about it. She beat cancer twice, and it came back 2 weeks ago in her lungs. And I bet you it came back with a vengeance, didn't it? A lot of people who have cancer will complain of like low back pain, or like because you don't realize that your lungs are in your back. So a lot of people don't realize that. They think they're just having back pain, or like they pulled a muscle, and then, you know, come to find out, like that back pain is horrible cancer. I have tridents on my palms, though. I have them too. You know what else you can check? Hold on. Let me see if I can turn on a light. Ugh. Give me 1 second. I learned this little trick in palm reading. I'll show it to you guys. That's really bright. Okay. Okay. So if you go like this on your fist, like make a fist, right? Like make your fist. And you want to look for these lines here in the middle. So if you have a trident, you probably have, if it makes a trident, you probably have Pisces in your chart pretty strong, or you're a water sign. Sometimes it will just make like a Y. And then sometimes people, it makes like a split. I've seen it in a few ways. But you want to look for that trident, and it usually means that you have a lot of water in your chart. Or you can have it on the palm of your hand too, the tridents. That spurt out at the end of your lines. They all mean something. The tridents. I have a lot of Neptune energy in my astrology. Cause I'm crazy. No, I'm kidding. Cause I'm a psychic sponge. I don't mean to be, but I am. That's what us water signs, Neptune energy, have a lot. Because my sun is in the 12th house, so that's why I got a lot of Neptune showing up on my chart. Your Neptune and Venus. So if your Neptune is Venus, Missy, then you are all love, girl. You are all love. Venus and Neptune, or Venus in the 12th house, or Venus in the sign of Pisces. Whoo, that is just like pure love. Venus in Virgo, I think it's falling. And then Venus in Scorpio, that's in determined. And then Venus in Aries, that's kind of scary. Venus in Aries is really intense. Because, you know, those two had Venus and Aries, they had that, they had that love affair, man. Yeah, you love everybody, yep. Venus and Mars, man, they had that crazy cheating love affair where Aphrodite was cheating on Vulcan. She was cheating on the volcano god, her husband, because Aphrodite, Venus, she was married to the volcano god. And, that's what they say. Like, every time a volcano erupts, it's because Venus is cheating on her husband again. So anytime there's a volcano that erupts, they'd be like, oh, Venus is getting busy with Mars, with Aries. A lot of passion. But it's kind of like crazy, like kind of crazy passion, right? That can kind of be a little dangerous. I mean, Venus is hot as hell. You can't live on Venus. She's toxic as fuck. Venus is toxic planet. But, love can be toxic too. There's a lot of scientists that I talk to, and just a lot of people that are into astronomy that know nothing about astrology. They don't even know what their birth sign is, and they like study the planets, and I'm like, you don't know what your birth sign is? Like, they're like, no, what am I? I'm like, do you know what your planet is? Like, I have a planet. I'm like, yeah, you got a planet. Like, they're like, holy shit, what's my planet? That cracks me up, because they study the planets, but they know like the science behind each planet. How it rotates. What iron is there, what gases are there. They study the stars, but they know nothing about astrology. And they hate it because they're always compared to being compared to an astrologer. So they hate us, right? Because they're like, you guys are like hippies. We're science, and you guys are like hippies. But they'll start saying, like, rattling off stuff about Venus, like, you can't live there. She's toxic. So Aphrodite is toxic. I'm like, yeah. She represents love, balance, and how we cherish the people that we love, and how we cherish the things that we own, whether that be our piece of property, or whether that be another human being, or how we care for our children. And it rules all femininity. It rules all children. It rules all women, all girls, your sisters, your aunts, your girl cousins, your grandmothers, your mother. All women in your life is Venus. And I'm like telling them, they're like, but you can't live on Venus. It's toxic there. And I'm like, well, you don't think love is toxic? You don't think love boils hot as Venus? And it can burn you. The closer that you get, the more you burn up. Like, that's, to me, the science behind all of this makes perfect sense to me. But I don't know. I'm just learning astrology, so what do I know? But I find that stuff so funny. How you doing, Brooke? Hey, Julia. It's good to see ya. Yep. Okay, so I wanted to also show you the book that we looked up. Said, we were looking for, specifically with Summer Wells, the rumors, trying to kind of squash some of the rumors about some of the stuff that's been going on about her. So, it is weird that there is a fixed star that does mention something about an animal attack, although it doesn't mention pigs, okay? The rumor that was going around that Summer was disposed of by pigs, by a YouTuber. But it does say this, so I just wanted to show you. And that's in that unexpected, shocking event, right? So, let's see. It was in 13 degrees of Taurus. I went too far up. Give me 1 second. All right. So, we're looking at crime, so I'm going to kind of pick out the more so the negative ones, right? So it does mention here diseases, throat trouble. So again, I keep telling you guys that I do think she ran into some problems above the shoulders on her, at least on her astrology. When I look at her astrology, I believe that she had issues with above the head, whether that be that she got too hot and she overheated, or whether that be she has an actual head injury from an accident, okay? But it does say here, throat trouble, disgrace, ruin, injury from beast, unjustified amenities, sudden emergence of deep unconsciousness issues. So, and if you take, all right, you take this Sabian symbol, which was 13 degrees of Taurus, which is, basically someone who has kind of like a job, like a porter, whether they fix things or they maintain things or they're a maintenance worker. And it says, to seek someone as a possession, right? And it's putting someone in a bag, or putting someone in luggage, carrying baggage. So I find this shocking, okay? Like, this is showing up on Summer's astrology. In the house that affects health, okay? Her health. This house right here is health, service to others, and it also does rule pets and animals, right? This is why this house rules pigs, all right? Any animal, any small animal, it can rule. And how you care for those animals, how you are of service to others, service to your small pets, how you work, kind of like your work ethics also can show up here as well. So here, this is the planet that we're looking at right here. 13 degrees of Uranus, which is an unexpected, shocking event, okay? In the sign of Taurus, which rules the neck, the ear, the larynx, the throat, the upper area of the head, can rule the gullet as well. So, and that fixed star for 13 degrees of, so it's coming up 14 degrees, so that's just 1 degree off, says that she possibly was unconscious, but then came unconscious, right? Am I reading that right? Can you guys see it? Am I reading that right? Throat trouble, disgrace, ruin, injury from beasts, unjustified enmities, sudden emergence of deep unconsciousness issues. So it's like, was she knocked out? Came back? And then if we see here, it rules accidents at sea, travel, many changes in position of authority, the 23rd degrees, which isn't far off, is fear of death, primitive male sexual energy, penetrating, ruthless, adventurous. So 24 degrees of a Taurus, that's getting close to Algol. And there's Algol. This is on her DC line. This is why I'm telling you, like, her chart is very sad, okay? Now, this is not me saying it. This has been documented for thousands of years, all right? I'm just saying this is the timestamp that the 911 call was made, and this is what her astrology is saying. It does not mean that this actually happened to her, but I have to tell you guys everything. This is what this degree means, and it's ruling the victim and our open enemy, okay, during the 911 call. So it's, Algol, the demon star, the Gorgon's head, primitive female sexuality, strangulation, beheading, danger to the throat and neck, murder, violence, mass catastrophe, the evil one, the demon star, passionate, intense, hysterical. It's very unfortunate for a victim to be in, okay? So you guys can read it, right? Yeah, like either she became unconscious, or did she like wake up suddenly and then go back out unconscious? Did she become unconscious if they put her in luggage of some sort? So, that's floating around the planet that rules her health. I can't make this stuff up. I mean, it's like I said, it's very sad. That's this house right here. So, I mean, and this is just one little tiny snippet of her chart, okay? One little tiny piece of her chart. And I have that she's hot. Right? She's very hot here. Capricorn and Pluto, that's not good. That is severe. She's in danger of possible death here, or she might have already passed, because we've already gone through the fourth house where it's the in the womb and in the tomb, you know. So she could have passed earlier on. So, yeah, it's just it is very sad. So I was going to just play the spirit box for you guys for a little bit. Last night I had to cut it short. You know, sometimes it takes time for the spirits to show up. And right before we were getting ready to hang up last night, you know, they said that Summer's aunt was on her way, allegedly, okay? Please remember that everything you hear on a spirit box session, I cannot present it to you as factual evidence. You have to form your own opinions about the spirit world. This is what my spirits were saying. They were saying that her aunt is on the way. And then I had to go because we were already on for almost 2 hours. So hopefully we'll have some luck and get the spirits to talk to us again for Summer. So let's go ahead and get them on. See what we can find. I'll just pull up a picture of Summer Wells. Just pull up, you know, just a little picture of her while we try to reach out to her spirit team. I really don't want to disturb, if she has passed, I really don't want to like disturb her per se. Like I really don't call on Summer's spirit directly. I ask for her spirit guides first to come through, and if she happens to show up, so be it. But I have no way of proving that it's Summer or not, okay? In my own opinion, in my personal opinion, I do feel like it's Summer, okay? And I know that's very sad. I know a lot of people get upset when I say that Summer is probably in spirit. But, you know, I'm looking at a lot of things. I'm looking at the astrology. I'm looking at a few things for me to come up with that theory that, you know, she might be in spirit. So just remember, this is just us coming together as a spiritual family and asking the spirit world about Summer. So let's just go ahead and put up Vox. That's the one that I use because it doesn't have like all the bells and whistles. It doesn't let me add voices to it or anything like that. It's just it. So we'll just ask the spirits.
It's Monday.
Hi, spirits. Yeah, it's Monday today. Isn't it Monday? Here's her little toy. I always keep it out for her. I'm hoping Allie will come. Spirits, is there any way that we can have Allie show up, who might actually be a spirit guide for Summer now? Injury. Dowson's indicated a fisherman will find her. Okay. You know, that's funny, Missy, because someone else said that yesterday, too. Or did you say that? Yeah, someone in the chat mentioned that as well. Yeah, her little Paw Patrol little guys. I have them out for her. Just in case. I want her to feel welcomed and loved. You know? And I have my daughters like LPSs, because if she liked these little guys, I'm sure she liked LPS too. My daughter used to play with LPS, and we used to do like the whole dollhouse and set that all up. So we have some of those little things still up there too for her, just in case. In a container of some sort. So isn't that interesting that they said baggage? Like she's stuck in baggage. at that 13th degree in Taurus, and like someone's carrying her out in some type of container or some type of something, some type of luggage. Hey, Walter. Remember, Walter's the one with the really deep voice. He's not evil. That's his voice has always been very deep. Hey. That was Walter. He said, hey. Walter has an awesome sense of humor, guys. He tells jokes and stuff. He's really funny. Once you get to know him, he'll crack you up. He has me busting out. Like, I'll be sitting there crying on the spirit box, and then he'll bust a joke out, and then I'll start laughing with tears down my face. Yeah, I talk to my spirits all the time and, like, have cry fits. I'll be, like, crying, and they'll be, like, cracking jokes with me to cheer me up. They're awesome. Also, Venus was in Cancer. Cancer is something soft in a hard shell. Venus is female. True. Yeah. Yep. And I always think, Venus could be a female involved, or Venus could be a mother involved. I mean, or a grandmother. Cancer rules family, too. And it rules the home. So on her chart, like how it has... They just said something about Dawn. Venus and Cancer. And Taurus is ruling the DC, so that's our open enemy to summer right here. And it goes straight over to Pluto as well in Capricorn, which is death. See that line? Goes right down to death. He just said something, Don, infatuation. Who was infatuated? Infatuation with who? Summer? Ooh, they're talking good tonight, guys. They're talking good tonight. Hey, spirits. What do you spirits, do you want something from the refrigerator? I'm going to go get something to drink. Do you want something to drink, spirits? You want me to bring you out some fresh water? Or sometimes you guys like milk. Do you want some milk? You want Coke? I don't have Coke. I have Pepsi. Do you want anything to drink, spirits? Walter, do you want anything to drink? Yep. Venus is your planet, Misty. That's why you're so beautiful. Like, if you look at Misty, she is classic Venus. She's got that classic Venus look about her. It's beauty. It's just... Venus people are very beautiful, Like Kim Kardashian, she's got Venus in her. There's a couple of movie stars that have Venus in them. They're beautiful. Thanks, Aggie. All right, I'm going to go run and get something to drink real quick. I'm grabbing my spirits some water because sometimes they get thirsty. You are beautiful, Missy. I think you're gorgeous. Okay, I'll be right back. Ask them questions because they can read, okay? They can read your questions.
Atlanta.
Spirits, what happened today with my Aunt Robin falling? Walter and Mike and Michelle, Brooke wants to know about her aunt. Her Aunt Robin fell. Do you know if she broke her hip? I feel like it's her hip. Is her Aunt Robin going to be okay, spirits? What's that, sandpaper? Here, spirits, here's your water.
You can check.
I like to give them their water in like a little wine glass. Something pretty, you know? Just something pretty. Because they're worth it. When you give your spirits any gifts or candy or food or drinks, make sure you put it in something fancy for them. They really do appreciate that kind of stuff. You like that? Is that good? Good. Oh, she hurt her ankle. You wonder how it happened. She get dizzy? Brooke, is she older? She must be older. Spirits, is Brooke's aunt going to be okay? Her Aunt Robin? She hurt her ankle. She wants to know how it happened. Did she fall or?
Church.
Something about church?
Run to aisle.
She walked her way out. Fell down. When I ask dowsing rods if my astrological suspect wants her to be found, I get no. That says a lot, because everybody else I ask about, I get yes. They want her found. Yeah, I think they said slipped or fell down. I think they said slipped and fell down. Was she at church, or was she doing something with her church group? Does she go? Is she into church? Is she very spiritual? I'm getting that she's spiritual.
She's on it. Carry.
She was carrying something. Or some. Home. She is, okay. Aw. Aw. Well, we'll say prayers for her. She'll be okay. You know, it just a real sweetheart. I think it's going to take time for her to heal. Let me ask the cards. Aw, did you hear the little, like, heaven, like the heaven? I love it when they do that. Sometimes they'll do, like, heaven noises. It's like, la, la. So they were making little heaven sounds for her, like angels. Yeah, little angel songs. How is Brooke's aunt? How is Brooke's aunt? How is Brooke's aunt? I'm just gonna pull like 2 cards and see what we get. Brooke's aunt. Aww. Is she around grandkids? She have grandkids around her? No? Okay, because I got the child. Well, you can't really see it. I got the child card. Can't really see it. I got like little children around her. Or she was reminiscing about her childhood. Never married. Well, there's a single woman in the garden, surrounded by her own wealth and her own, her own means, being independent. That's a very independent older woman. Was she a very independent older woman? %. I feel like she was trying to hold on to something and slipped. Because this card can mean like trying to hold on to something, not letting go. She might be getting up in age, Brooke, and she's doing too much. She's doing stuff she shouldn't be doing. That's what I'm thinking. She's doing the things that she probably shouldn't be doing, and she slipped and fell and hurt her ankle. And I think she was reminiscing about her childhood that day. Well, today. All right. All right, spirits. Can you try to tap into Allie or anyone that is part of Summer Wells' spirit team? Can you let them know that we are... She calls it the home. Aw. Are you guys there? The internet just froze. Sorry about that. Spirits, do we have internet connection? I think I'm lagging. I think we're good. Spirits, can you please tell us what happened to Summer Wells? We were talking about Summer Wells yesterday, and I wanted to finish up. Is there any way that we can get in touch with Summer Wells' spirit team? Yeah. Oh, did it? Okay. Yeah, Brooke was without electricity today, guys, in Florida. Ugh, it was so hot because of the storm. She said about 8,000 people were without electricity today. Which is crazy. In this heat. In the humidity. But is everybody up and running in Florida now, Brooke? Yeah. Hey, Rachel. I think that's my spirit, Rachel. I get Rachel and Michelle kind of confused because they kind of sound alike. The whole town has power now? Okay, that's good. Yeah. Spirits, can you please get us in touch with Summer's spirit team, Allie, or her aunt, or anyone that's in the spirit world that's with Summer? Can you try to get them to come forward and tell us what happened to Summer, what happened that day? What happened to Summer Wells on June 15th, 2021? Brooke wants to know if Rose Bly could come forward. If Rose Bly is in spirit, allegedly, we don't know if she is or not, but if she is, could she please come forward? Rose Bly? Or Allie? Or anyone in the spirit world, come forward and let us know what happened to Summer Wells. Any information that you can give us, Spirit, is helpful. They left? On the back street? They left. See, I think they came I think they came. Right when we were getting ready to hang up, they came, and then they left. Can you get them to come back, guys? Can you ask him to come back? Brooke feels very connected to Rose Bly. Says it's going to take a little bit. My ears are ringing. Hold on. My ears are ringing. I have both my ears ringing right now. And someone's behind me and I can't breathe. Give me 1 second. Someone messing with me? Is someone... I can feel you. I feel one of you guys behind me. Someone touching me? Spirits, don't touch me, okay? I don't like that. Don't drain me, because I'm already sick as it is. You guys know to drain other resources, right? Drain the phone or don't drain me, because I'm not strong. I'm very weak. I don't have a strong body like I used to. You're here with me? Okay, well, just don't drain me. That's all I ask, because I can feel you affecting my body. You know, I love you guys to death. You're coming into me? Well, don't do that. Don't come in. In my body. Don't come through my body. I can feel you coming through my body. Don't do that. You can use all my devices. You can use my laptop. You can use my cell phone, but do not drain me directly, because you guys really mess me up. And I'm just very sensitive to it, and I can feel it. And I feel like I can't breathe. So I don't know what that's about. Why am I feeling like I can't breathe? Like I feel like my chest is like someone's sitting on my chest. Is anyone of Summer's family here, or anyone from her spirit world here? Because this is not a feeling that I'm not used to it. My cat's standing up and walking around now. Like, I think something's here. Is something evil in here? Are we safe? We forgot to pray. We should pray. Okay, they just said they think we should pray. I want to pray. Okay, they said to pray. So we're gonna pray, okay, guys? Okay. Spirits, we're gonna pray now, okay? Name the Father, name the Son, name the Holy Spirit. Dear Lord, Heavenly Father, Lord God, I ask you to put a loving light of protection around my home, my family, my children, my husband, my pets, and myself. I ask you, Lord God, to put a loving light of protection around my viewers. Anyone who is watching this video, I ask you, Lord God, to protect them with a loving light. Let that loving light go through their chest and feel your warmth, your serenity, in your loving embrace. We ask this of you, Lord God, to protect all of us, that nothing breaks this circle of protection, that we are always protected under your light and guidance, Lord God. Amen. In the name of the Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Brooke says, Father, please allow the spirits to come through and help us. Only good spirits trying to help others. Amen. Amen. Spirits. Aw, spirits said amen. Did you hear him? My spirits are actually very spiritual. Like, I know people think, oh, if they're ghosts, they're evil. They're supposed to be in heaven. But that's not true, because Walter told me he went to heaven and decided to come back. And all my spirits have a personal story for why they're here. Just because they're ghosts here does not mean that they're evil. But there is evil. There are some spirits that are evil, but they let me know what's going on.
Yeah.
Yep, you guys sure do. But my spirits, they know a lot of Bible verses. We talk about the Bible. They have me. They like to have the Bible open on their on their altar. They'll tell me to open up a Bible verse for them because they're just very spiritual. They really are. They're more spiritual than you'd ever think, you know? And they love sports. They love football. They love baseball. Yep. And you guys like basketball. When March Madness comes out, I mean, we have to have the TV on all the time watching sports. And they bet. Like, they make bets in the spirit world. I'm always like, are you guys, like, betting money? It's funny. They really are awesome. So we'll leave the TV on for them and stuff so they can watch sports. They love March Madness. Walter, what's your favorite football team? What's your favorite team, guys? I know one of them likes the LA Lakers. I think it's Mike. And like during football season, before I can talk to them about any victims, they're always like, what's the score on the game? What was the final score? Da, 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 da. Like, they won't even tell me stuff until I tell them, like, all the rundown of all the sports and stuff. And then they'll start talking about victims. That's like their deal. They'll be like, I'll tell you about the victim if you tell me who won the game. I'm like, okay. Rose Bly, if you're able to please come through and help us in any way you can, please, thank you. I think they just said something about the Lakers. Spirits, is there any way that we can get information about Summer Wells?
It's time.
Can we get any of her family to come through? Rose Bly or any of her spirit guides?
Power on.
Let me put on the Bluetooth speaker. I just realized I didn't have it on.
Connected.
Let's see. Oh. Hold on.
Power off.
Spirits, I can't get the Bluetooth to work. Can you guys hear them okay? Okay, so Spirits, you told us yesterday that there were four people involved on getting Summer Wells off that hill. Can you tell us who is involved in getting Summer Wells off that hill? Off of 110 Ben Hill Road? Can you give us the names? You gave us one name yesterday, and this is all alleged. This person is considered innocent until proven guilty, but they did say the name Cotton twice, okay? Somebody about cutting through the churchyard, and they did give us the name of Cotton. I'm trying to get them to mention other names. They have mentioned things in the past about Bill's guys, Bill, Bill's guys. They mentioned that there's multiple people involved that somehow got Summer off that hill somehow. So this has been the ongoing theme. They have mentioned a name by the name of Paul. Missy and I have asked them about the suspect that she's interested in, and they have said that it's very possible he could be involved. And I will tell you that this person is in construction, so there might be some connection through construction. So yes, thank you, Brooke. Everything on this channel is alleged. No one is being accused. Always do your own research. This info is based off Juniper's opinion as it pertains to the criminal astrology. Yes. Yes. Spirits, can you Can you give us any other names that might be involved on how Summer got removed off of that hill? How did she disappear that day? What happened to Summer Wells? Anything that you can tell us, spirits, is helpful. Did someone drive her away in a vehicle that day? Did someone drive her away that day?
I'm gonna see you. To go see your.
They took off. They didn't see him. They didn't see her. That's what they just said. They took off. They didn't see him. They didn't see her. Something about a Ford. What color was the vehicle that removed Summer? That was good. Were they on foot or were they in a vehicle? Were they on foot or were they in a vehicle?
Wait for that story.
Okay. They take her. I heard they take... More than one supporting it. They take her. Is anyone in Summer's family involved in removing Summer off that hill? I'm gonna try the Bluetooth again.
Power on. Bluetooth mode. Connected.
I don't know why I can't get it to, like, play. Why is it doing that? Spirits, can you hear me? I don't know, I can't get the Bluetooth speaker to work today. It was working yesterday.
Power off.
Sorry, spirits, I can't get the Bluetooth speaker to work. I'm sorry. Okay, can you just tell us if family is family involved in removing Summer off that hill? I don't know. The Bluetooth on my phone, it might not be. Seriously, Brooke, you know I'm, like, not tech savvy at all. I don't even know how to use a Bluetooth speaker, guys. I just want to push the button and it work. Oh, and I did apply for StreamYard today. I applied for StreamYard and I asked Brooke, I'm like, how much is StreamYard? She's like, it should only be like $25. I'm like, oh, well, shit. I signed up for something that's like $799 a year. I don't know what the hell I signed up for, but I quickly had to delete it. So I don't know. I'll try to figure out StreamYard. Swipe down from the top. Bluetooth is on. Not connected though. Maybe because my internet's messed up. I think my internet's like acting crazy today. I don't know. We'll figure it out eventually. I like you guys to see that they're talking. You know what I mean? How it shows their voices moving and stuff. Hey, Gemini. The real Gemini, no lie. Hey, girl. How you doing, sweetie? Spirits, what can you tell us about Summer Wells? Who removed her off that hill? Was it someone that she knew? Or was it a stranger to her? Who removed Summer Wells off of that hill? Gemini says, hello, everyone, just fine as wine at summertime. That's right, girl. I think the spirits are saying hi to you, Gemini. Spirits, whatever you can tell us about Summer, or if you can ask any of her spirit guides to come through. Okay, they said something about something Paul. Now, that's the second time I've heard the name Paul. I don't have a Paul show up. But if any of you guys know of a suspect that has the name Paul in their name, I'd be very interested in knowing. When you guys said Bill's guys, what does that mean? Bill's guys. Which Bill do you mean? Wild Bill? Deerpool. When you guys said Bill's guys, there's a lot of Bills in Summer Wells's case. There's like a Wild Bill. There's like a Bill Shipley, I believe. There's a couple of Bills. So can you guys narrow down which Bill you're talking about when you say like Bill's guys? What do you mean by that? Bill's guys. Go to. Paul Eastman, check him out. There's a Paul Eastman. In Summer's case, there's a Paul Eastman. Emma? Hi, Emma. It's good to see you, sweetie. Do you guys call him Bill or do you call him William? Does he know? Okay. The people who are involved in Summer Wells' disappearance, do they know Don Wells? How do they know Don Wells?
Their state. Kind of like.
Their state, kind of like. So, they know each other from being in the same state?
From lesson.
From lesson. From the same state. Over yonder.
Fire.
Fire. They mentioned fire. Was something burned of Summers? Some evidence? I am very curious about that. I'm curious about that because of this. They mentioned fire, and this is extreme heat. So either she's hot in a car here, or she's hot and putting something, or she's hot. She's very hot here in the astrology. So, because that's the sun, that's heat, and Mars is hot. It's heat. And then Mars goes straight down to Pluto, which is extreme pressure for a victim or possibly even death. And then the open enemy to Summer is going down to death as well. That's why I question it. I really am questioning if something was burned or why is she so hot? Was she putting something that made her hot? But I find him incredibly interesting. Okay, so Emma says, but I find him incredibly interesting. I hope I'm saying your name right. Is it Ima or Emma? Or I think it's Ima. I hope I'm saying, you have to excuse me, guys. I really struggle with reading. I have dyslexia with names. It really messes me up. So, okay, but I find him incredibly interesting. He's in the town and has some questionable behaviors that make you wonder. Okay. So you are very curious about him. I'm going to write his name down, Paul Eastman. Okay, allegedly, Ima. Her name is Ima Normus. Yeah. I get it. I get it. Oh my God. I get it now. Thank you, Brooke. I'm slow as hell, if you guys haven't noticed. Okay, Paul Eastman, I'm going to write that down. And we'll check him out, Paul Eastman. It's something about drug addicted, they just said. He was drug addicted. Did you hear that?
And non-violent.
He's drug addicted but non-violent. Does that sound right? That's what the spirits just said. He's basically a drug addict, but allegedly, okay, we can't take everything a spirit box says as fact, but my spirits just said that he's a drug addict, but he's not violent. Does that sound right? The Real Gemini says, hi, Summer, we love you. The Real Gemini wants to hear from Summer. Brooke wants to hear from Rose Bly. There's people here that want to talk to Summer's spirit guides. Our Summer. I just don't like to call her little spirit, guys. Paul Eastman. They are getting here. All right, so they're trying to get here. I think that's what that means. They are getting here.
With date. Reciprocal.
So, Ima, does that mean that, do you know if this Paul person does struggle with drugs? For spirits to say that? They start a fire they brought to it. Was something burned of Summers? Was evidence burned? He has been. Okay, so basically what the spirits just said backs up. That's kind of what I want to know. I mean, if...
Regional pop.
Hey, Rachel. I think Rachel just got here. She's really good. My other spirit, Rachel. So I have 2 younger females, Michelle and Rachel, and they're great. They really give us a lot of information.
You love
I love Rachel. I love her to pieces. Tell her I love her, guys. Hey, Rachel. That's her voice. She just came in. Hey, Rachel.
looking into the home.
She just came into the home. Is any of Summer's... Is anyone... Are you guys able to get Summer and her spirit guides to come through? Her aunt or anyone on the other side? Allie? Can Rachel get any of them to come through?
2 minutes.
2 minutes? I think they're coming. The real Gemini wants to know, Don does in my opinion, he was on a crack and on a freak mode, like we was told he does. Possibly. Allegedly. Not saying that's fact, but Don has quite a history. I really hope not, but I hope not. TN Volunteer wants to know, ask them what direction to look for Summer. Road, country, state. Okay, please, thank you. Oh, poop, I'm so late. It's okay, Sweetly, we're here. She's near a dog. Signals. Hey, Sweetly, love you, sweetheart. You think that, Gemini? And Gemini thinks that Summer was burnt herself. Spirits, Gemini, the real Gemini, no lie, wants to know, allegedly. Okay, not saying this is fact, but... Okay, I didn't even have to ask. I think they read your question. Are you saying that there was something of Summer's that was burned, or was possibly Summer burned? Allegedly. Something about liquid. Everything on this channel is alleged. Brooke says, everything on this channel is alleged. No one is being accused of anything. Yep. Always do your own research. This info is based on Juniper's opinion as it pertains to the criminal astrology. Yes. Gemini No Lies says, oh yeah, they offered her dog to put with her, in my opinion. They just mentioned something about a dog. I'm not really sure. It could be my dog. Is Summer hanging out with my dog Daisy? You guys know when Summer... Hey, Julia. Oh, I don't give out my birthday, hun. I'm a Cancer, though. I was born in the middle of July. So I just had a birthday. March 11th. I too feel she's not alone wherever she is. She's been put, in my opinion. You don't feel like she's alone either? Hold on one second. Hey, honey, can you turn the news down? Just a little bit, please? So you guys know when Summer does show up here, whenever we've done these spirit box sessions, they light up and they're like, Summer's here, Summer. Like you know when she shows up. We've done plenty of spirit box sessions where when Summer shows up, I mean, the spirits just light up. Like you cannot deny it. Okay, when she shows up. So Oh, that's okay. You think dog, Sweetly? That's okay, Julia. Don't be sorry. It's okay. I don't know. Yeah, thank you. I don't know. I don't want to make like a big deal about my birthday and then like feel like people are supposed to like donate me money or something like that. Like, I don't know. I just feel weird about it. Like, you know what I mean? Plus, I'm a witch, and like in my religion, people do a lot of crazy shit with your birthday. I don't. I personally don't. Okay. But the fact that I'm on the internet and I've already got like 3 stalkers that stalk me all the time and do crazy stuff and send me crazy stuff and threaten my life and threaten to burn my house down with me in it, with my family asleep. I don't want to like reveal too much personal information about myself, and some people are witches too, you know, and they might not be a good witch. They might not be a good witch like me. Like I'm a pretty good witch. Like I practice folk magic that's got a lot of Christian themes to it. So like I'm more so of a Christian witch, but there are witches out there that don't believe in the power of 3. There's a lot of witches out there that do bad things. Okay, I don't, unless you really piss me off and you're like a pedophile, a murderer, or like you beat the shit out of your wife every night. Then I might be your worst nightmare. Okay? But if you're totally normal and you're a good person, then you don't really have to worry about a witch. Like a lot of Christians are like, "Oh my god, she's a witch, she's evil." If you're a good Christian, witches don't mess with you. We're more interested in the murderers, the pedophiles, the guy that beats the shit out of his kids, you know, the guy that's beating his wife up every night, those guys. There's the ones that, you know, should be worried about witches, not people who are decent and kind. Yes, or if they're mean to Brookie. Yes, exactly. If any of you, yeah, no one better mess with anyone that I love. That's all I'm saying. Even so, when I love you, it gets difficult. Like I have family. Like I hardly do any magic on my own family. Like it would have to be, you know, like I've done like my son, he struggled with addiction for a little while, and I did some magic to help him with addiction. But nothing evil. It's not like I'm cursing him. It was like healing spiritual magic, right? My husband struggled with addiction. I did stuff like to help him with addiction. But like I don't curse my family, because that's just, you don't do that. It's, I don't know, that's just a line I don't want to cross. Like I'm very careful, right? Like you'd have to really be human garbage for me to come after you. But don't attack anyone that I love, because then I might be your worst nightmare.
Okay. Pollen smoke.
Something about smoke. Susie Q wants to know, where is Summer Moon Utah Wells? I believe in special gifts. I'm for the good. Yep. Definitely Christian as well, yeah. Thank you, the real Gemini. I pray that the light stays on yours and yours. Because of the craziest, it hurts me to be called a witch. That name has held many powerful women down for many years. It does. It does. But at the same time, I'm proud of it. This is why I want to talk to Rose. Rose saw it from heaven. I'm smoking. Are you smoking, Sweetly? Sweetly says Rosemary Bly. Something about in the water. What can you tell us about a road, a location, a landmark, even like a mile marker of where we should look for Summer Wells? Where should we look for her?
To try to
States.
Oh my gosh, they're saying so much, guys. Are you guys hearing that? Are you guys hearing them? Because they just said a lot. They just said so much. I'm trying to put it all together. Barbara. Listed as her number. Oh my God, they are saying so much. Thank you, spirits. Someone they know. So Summer Wells was not kidnapped by a complete stranger. He had a problem with women. He did. Who, Don? Don Wells? Or who took Summer has a problem with women? Something about he was in the woods. Was he in the woods watching the house? Was he watching the Wells property? I'm going to try to do the Bluetooth again. Let's see if it will work. Spirits, hold on. I'm going to try to do the Bluetooth again, okay?
Power on. Bluetooth mode. Connected.
Spirits, can you hear us? It's working. It's working. Yes. We got the Bluetooth working. Okay, sorry, I fell behind in chat. Nope. Walter. Brooke says, hi, Walter. Could you ask if the person I mentioned is worth looking into farther? What's his name? Paul Eastman. She means Paul. You mean Paul Eastman, right, Ima? Do the boys know more than they're telling? Book wants to know, something is making me feel very nervous all of a sudden. Yeah, I've had a really nervous chest. Yeah. Susie Q, what is the name of the man in the woods? Okay, spirits. Did you hear them just say cotton? Did you guys hear that? I hope you heard that, because they keep saying his name, and I don't know why. Okay. Yeah, my chest feels very tight, Brooke. Okay. Spirits. Okay, Ima wants to know, is Paul Eastman, the name Paul, is the name Paul someone that we should look into? Should we look into him farther? Allegedly. I'm not accusing Paul of doing anything. Talk to him, they said. And then Sweetly wanted to know, and Susie Q wanted to know. Wait, I just lost your questions. Sweetly wants to know, do the boys know more than what they're telling us? Does Summer's brothers know more? Do they know something about...
Yeah, Rachel.
Yes.
Oh, Rachel.
I think... Yep. The boys know. Brooke says because he was evil as fuck. Okay. Think because he was stuck around. Cotton's first name is Roy.
That's because
Roy Simpson.
we're a That is
And then I think they just said Jorge.
not sure.
Long jump.
Or they said Roy. At first I thought they said Jorge, but I think they said Roy. Now that I think about it. His name is Roy Cotton Simpson, yes. And I'm not accusing Cotton of doing anything. I'm just saying my spirits keep talking about him. Oh, Rachel is your real name? I have a spirit here named Rachel. And you know what? Right before you came in, they said Rachel was coming, and then you showed up. Maybe they were talking about you. You and Rachel came at the same time. I think they just said hi, Jill. Is anybody named Jill here? Their real name? Is it lining up with your reading? Zachary. Are you guys calling out our subscribers' real names? Yes? Brooke. Is Cotton involved in Summer's aunt? Your aunt. Is Cotton involved in Summer's disappearance? Accident. Is Summer... Why do you guys keep mentioning Cotton and Roy's name over the spirit box? I hope he doesn't show up, because he gets pissed off at me. It's not that he's pissed off at me. It's just that he's very powerful, and he starts to move shit, and he messes with my, like, computer and my phone. Hey, Colette. Colette wants to know if Summer will ever be found.
No.
Will Summer ever be found? Possibly. They have kind of been a little like, it's difficult. You know, like, they're not sure when we're going to find her. She's in what? What is she in? Is she in a container? Is she in a barrel or luggage or baggage? Is she wrapped up? Is she wrapped up in something? Is she in a container?
Chaos.
You're all teary. Aw, Brooke. Love you, honey. I don't know. Something was messing with me, though. And then we prayed, and I feel better. But my chest feels tight. Ask them who is destined to find her, and how do they find her? Who is the person that's going to be destined to find Summer? Sweetly wants to know. Dowsing says Cotton knew my astrological suspect. Wow, Missy. See, and that's why I'm saying Cotton is in the first house, guys. Cotton shows up right here in the first house. And by the time the 911 call comes in, they were with him. Spirits just said something about they were with him. So Cotton shows up in the first house next to Candace and Summer, along with a couple of other names, okay? I don't want to say all of their names, but I kind of have given you a lot of hints, all right? And one is a pedophile.
Interesting.
Interested, they left, and it's convoluted. It's interesting because they left, and it's convoluted. Don something, they just said. Okay, so by the time the 911 call comes in, Cotton's up here in the house of sorrow and endings, drugs, drowning, lies, and delusions. Okay, so Cotton moves from being directly in front of our victim near Candace, because Candace's asteroid is in there, Summers Field's asteroid is in there, and Cotton Simpson, his asteroid is in there, okay? And Simpson shows up next to the killer. His last name shows up next to Venus, okay? And so his first name shows up in the first house, and his last name shows up next to the killer. So he's either directly involved, or he knows somebody, or he knows something about what happened to Summer that day. As far as the astrology is concerned, okay? I'm not saying this is fact. I'm saying the astrology puts his asteroid right in here. And during the 911 call, he's in the house of sorrow and endings. So it's very interesting that Missy is saying that she found him, did the dowsing rods and saying that they know her suspect. Because Missy is honed in on a suspect that hangs out between Summer and Candace. So the moon represents Summer and Candace as well. And right next to Summer and Candace is a 2-degree orb of Missy's suspect. And then Don Wells is 2 degrees over from Missy's suspect. Okay? So Don Wells' asteroid shows up at 21 degrees. And he dances between 21, I think 21 and 25. So Candace, Summer, Don Wells, and Missy's suspect are all here. They're all right here together, clumped together. The astrology clumps them all together. That's why, like I'm saying, if Missy's suspect is involved, I don't know if he's like stalking the Wells or he's hanging out with them, because they're all at a degree of lying, doing drugs, doing criminal activity. All 3 of them are showing up at like an alcoholic degree. 27 degree is lying, drugs, criminal activity. Here, I'll show you. So the moon in Don Wells shows up at this degree throughout the day. I'll show you right here.
It worked.
So the moon is at 21 degrees and 27 degrees. Okay, so here's 27 degrees.
Yeah.
Talks about giving appreciation to music, strong passions, lack of self-control, immortality, sudden death by poison, or drowning. Can you guys see that? I hope you can see it. All right, so this is the degree of the moon, which can rule a mother, okay, and Summer. All right, it rules them both.
Not a lot.
Crime, lying, stealing, suicide. Okay? Being clever and prone to violence. So it's not good that the moon is showing up at this degree, okay? All 3 of these. Mutiny, danger, loss, self-seeking, prone to violence, bad temper, okay? Basically crime, lying, stealing, suicide. So all this is very sad. Problems with law and love affairs and drugs, okay? Now, again, this is not my own personal opinion of the Wells. This is the astrology, okay? That rules a planet that represents motherhood. Remember, the moon rules the breast, the mother, the stomach. Cancer rules the stomach and the breast. So that's why it's classic, mother sign. And because the moon is the second co-ruler of a victim, it represents 3 things at the same time. And Don Wells, he dances between 21 degrees and the 27th degree throughout the day. So Don dances between here. Restrained, mistrustful, self-controlled, but angry when roused. Love, command, power to achieve good with animals. cruel, heartless, bold, bombastic, Brutus, destructive, power of expression, spiritual gifts. You know, and he gets all into his
Not
spirituality around this time. So,
What are the
cruel, heartless, bold.
Star.
They keep talking about a star. So, you know, 25 degrees he goes into, and Missy's suspect is at the 25th degree. So all of these rule the Missy's suspect and the Wells at the same time. Okay?
Green farm.
But Candace, the moon is really close to this one. Right here. So now, I'm not accusing the Wells of doing anything, but that's what the astrology picks out for them, okay?
And at some
All right, back to the spirit box.
Cognitive.
All right, they keep mentioning cottoning. Cotton something something. Sound like cotton something something did it. Allegedly. Is Cotton friends with someone that hurt Summer? Does Missy's suspect know Cotton?
Touring it up.
They tore it up. What do you mean they tore it up? What did they tear up?
one was
There was one that was... There's one that was really attached.
And, we have a. What's it?
But you.
Spirits, can you... I think they just said someone's really attached to me right now. Is someone really attached to me right now? Or are you saying that there was someone really attached to Summer? Or is someone attached to me right now? Summer or me? Who do you mean someone's really attached to you? What do you mean? In the basement? Was Summer in the basement? No? Something about the basement, she was left to wander.
Michelle.
Hey, Michelle. I think Michelle's showing up. Gemini wants to know, is it tore up, is it the grave maybe, or did they tear Summer up?
Count route.
Susie Q wants to know the name of the 4 men involved in Summer Wells' disappearance. The real Gemini says Cotton would have a fresh grave to hide her. Possibly. Okay, I see what you're saying. Is there any other names that you can give us besides Cotton and Paul? And Bill's guys?
You know, like,
And Don? Is there any other names involved? There is. Can you give us those names? Can you give us an address of where we'll find Summer? Just like you gave an address for Sebastian Rogers. Can you give us an address for Summer Wells? Can you give us a landmark of where to look? Can you give us a landmark, spirits? For demons, maybe. Well, I know there's demons involved because Algol's there. In the astrology, it says that there's demons involved. I mean, yeah, Gemini, that's basically what her astrology says, is that demons were there. Algol's on the DC line, and it's not good. I mean, it's the original word of a demon. And it's an alcoholic demon too. A debt. I just heard a debt. I emailed you about that. Okay, I can't pull up my email until we get off, okay? I don't know how to pull up my email while I'm on a live stream. But I'll look at it when we get upstairs. Before we go to bed, okay? Is she on a neighbor's land? Spirits, Sweetly wants to know is she on a neighbor's property? Is she on a nearby property of something about a horse?
Two.
I swear I think they just said something about a tomb.
Think I could.
Can you tell us where Summer Wells's body is if she is deceased? If she is. Where will we find her remains? You heard for debt?
Four seasons.
As above, yeah. Okay. Spirits, Susie Q wants to know if Summer Wells has passed away and if she is deceased. What time did she pass away that day? Did Summer Wells die on her property at her home, or did she die someplace else, allegedly? If she did pass, did she pass away at her home, or did she pass away at another location? Or did she pass away in a vehicle? She drowning. They just said, hey, Delaware. I'm in Delaware.
Here. World. You're always.
Everything, yeah. Yep. Thank you, Brooke.
I.
Will we find Rose first, then Summer? Are we ever going... Okay. Okay, so they're hearing... Brooke hears debt. Susie Q wants to know who was the debt owed to. Was Summer used to pay off a debt?
Repeat that.
Cotton. Yes, they've talked about that too, the real Gemini. Prostitute. They've talked about that in the past, that there was some type of debt, but they said that it all went to shit. Like whatever their plans were, it all went to shit. They've said that numerous times to me. What time did Summer Wells pass away? If she did pass away.
Other stuff.
Their response.
Either they're respond or they're responsible.
So I just.
Who's responsible for Summer Wells?
With good reason. metal.
They had good reason to meddle.
I
Susie Q wants to know, and the real Gemini, they may have told Cotton he would be paid, help move her, and he didn't get paid. No problem, says Missy. Susie Q says, did they take Summer to a motel that day? Sweetly, I think it took her a while to pass. That's why there's accident and murder involved. Possibly, yeah. Yeah, that's very possible. I know that on an astrological level, I know it's around 9 p.m. after 8:30 and 9 p.m. that the astrology switches gears, guys, and says that we're no longer looking for a living person.
Germany.
Okay, so like after 8:30 and 9, that's when the astrology kind of gives us a death stamp for, well, it's not really a death stamp. It just says that the astrology switches gears and it completely like flips and says, now you are no longer looking for a person that's living, that the deed has already been done, that everything, there's nothing we can do. It's already been done. Everything's been done. The crime has taken place, and you're no longer looking for a person that's alive. That's between 8:30 and 9. It's in the house of death, Susie Q. So Susie Q just asked, okay, where was Summer's moon at 9 p.m. the day that she disappeared? So when her moon is at the 29 degrees, it's in the eighth house of death. Okay? And that's between 8:30 and 9. p.m. that night. And that's when I think she's like possibly near horses or near a horse stable, possibly, or some type of land or farmland or something. Horse stables, or where like feed is kept or gear is kept, or someone who worked with horses, someone who's familiar with horses. And it also rules fire, because Sagittarius can be like, a fire pit, a fireplace, burning something.
Wins.
Boy.
I just said Roy. Why do you guys keep mentioning Roy and Cotton? Why do you guys keep mentioning him? Why do you keep saying his name? Is he involved? Is that why you keep saying his name? It's him, or that's him. Brooke wants to know, was Roy the driver? And Sweetly said, in my opinion, she was knocked out from the brain injury. She actually came to wanting out, where they put her, then they removed her and did her in and then put her elsewhere. Yeah, allegedly I can agree with that too, Sweetly, because the astrology kind of is confusing like that. Was she?
No.
She began to smell, they said. Oh God, I'm sorry. I don't even want to have to say that.
Years.
Is she near or is she far away? Where is her I think he just said look straight down. They look straight down today. Something about Don's something man said he is sick. Who's sick? Like sick in the head? What do you mean that Don's blah 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 something something is sick? What do you guys mean by that?
Accused her of
Accused her of what?
in an example.
Something about Don. It's Don. Something something. Accused her of Don. Something something. What about Don? What do you mean Don was accused of something? What are you saying? Don was accused of what? Organization?
No.
Did you hear that, Brooke? Okay, let me just ask this. Do these men that you keep mentioning know each other through a They're Americans? Do they know each other through construction? Is there a connection through their jobs or construction?
Good night.
Something, something, they lied, they did him up. Who lied? Yeah, I heard organization too. I heard under the table Don. He's hiding. Who's hiding?
Aaron qualified.
Missy?
Qualified.
Missy, did you hear that? They said your suspect's name. Did you hear that? There was something about something was Don handed hit. Okay, they said Don handed something something under the table to your suspect's name. They said his name. Did you hear it? Missy and I aren't saying who the suspect's name is, but the spirits just said it. And they said something was handed under the table to him, to Missy's suspect. Did you hear that? It said Don something something was handed him under the table to your suspect's name. So, are you saying that Missy's... He took her somewhere.
Vehicles.
He's the one that came... He's the one that comes in the vehicle. So Missy's suspect was the driver?
Okay, honey.
Wait, they're starting to say honey and stuff. Usually that's when Summer shows up. They'll start talking really sweet. Are you saying that Missy's suspect is the driver?
Now there's some.
That's fine, though. Come into it.
I think he came into it, Missy. Something, that's how he came into it. I think he's involved, but I don't think he's like the main dude, but I do think he's involved. He was given something. And I think he might be a driver. Missy, does he have access to trucks? Your guy? What about like a red truck? Yeah, like a middleman. Was it a drug deal that went wrong? Was there a drug deal that went wrong? Or was there an accident because they were all up there doing something they weren't supposed to be doing, and then Summer got hurt, and then they had these people take her away? Let me ask this. Is there any evidence left behind of Summer that we can find to help identify her remains?
The Apostle Paul.
Something about Paul again. Is there any identifying remains left behind of Summer Wells if she has passed away? Allegedly. If she has. If. Is there any remains that hold her DNA that we can find?
Like the strat.
For now.
That sounded like something about strapped in for now.
Work.
His work. They're strapped in for now through work. They're strapped in for now through work. Something like that. I think that's what they said.
I mean, and
I think they just said there is her skull. And they have mentioned her skull before, a few times. Is that what you just said, spirits? That there's part of her skull? Allegedly? I know this is heartbreaking, but...
more.
There's more?
Are you?
What's left of Summer? Is she whole? Or is there not much left? I mean, what's left of Summer for us to find? Bone.
But they're not.
On the part.
Something near that park. Did you get a big shutter, Brooke?
Also have.
Is that what you heard? The real Gemini? Teeth and leg bones? Walter just said something about there's more details.
Heather?
More details gathered.
Hey.
Spirits
In the market.
near the market. Is she in water or is she in earth?
His name. Or that. To
Something about her tooth and something about
You're always like,
there will be a bend and it looks like a snake. And I'm thinking about the river because the river looks like a damn snake. What market? Yeah, they said there's going to be more details gathered.
Did they to exact?
that day,
And then,
the men. Were people paid to get rid of Summer? Did they ever get money?
an organ,
An organization. Organization. They organized. Who organized? Who organized it? You guys keep saying organized. Who organized? Did they say Roy? Organized? The Marshes. There's Chase Bend at Patrick Henry Lake. See this picture that's really her angel, no joke. Sweet baby. Okay. Did they mark it? The place they left her? Missy, I'm not accusing anyone living at or near Chase Bend at Patrick Henry Lake, by the way. Right, okay. Was drug money owed? Okay. Okay. Let me go back. Okay, Susie Q wants to know what's the name of the market. And shit, hold on. Sweetly wants to know the details gathered from where and whom. Missy says there's Chase Bend at Patrick Henry Ford Lake that looks kind of like a snake. Gemini, I just read that about the angel picture. Did they mark it? The place they left her. There was some type of financials exchange. They said, Missy says, I'm not accusing one. Brooke wants to know, was drug money owed? And Susie Q wants to know, what county are the bones in? Excuse me. Can you name the county that the bones were in?
Buddhist, I said.
Something about a section.
it's on the title.
It's on the title.
What he brings.
Don said what he brings, or I heard confiscate. Don, confiscate what he brings. I'm not sure. I couldn't make that out. Don't quote me.
Closer to states.
Can you give us the name of the county?
Family.
Family owned.
Your fault.
They're following my phone, they just said. So they can, yeah, you're right, Gemini. They can read what we're saying. He just said, I'm following your phone. So they might be reading your questions, guys, and answering them without me even saying it out loud. Is family involved in Summer Wells' disappearance?
Beautiful.